Hello, welcome to part 2 of the Search, Evaluate, Cite video series. This video is called Evaluate, focusing on steps and tips that will help you to determine which resource in your search results will be the best for your assignment. First though, let's recap the goals of the first video in the series called Search. Understanding your research assignment, understanding your research needs, and developing and implementing search strategies. In today's modern society, there are many ways we receive information from Twitter, from YouTube, from Instagram, from TikTok, and a barrage of online websites. In academics, depending on your research needs, will depend on what type of sources of information you need. The next few slides will focus on academic sources, how to evaluate them, and why it is important to evaluate your sources of information. Let's start with our search terms of student loan in quotation marks and debt. I use the Boolean connector and as part of my search strategy because I want the system to do exactly that. I want the system to, in my search results, to have both student loan and debt as part of my resources. So for me to evaluate. There are many different types of formats of library search results. The primary resources that I'm going to talk about today, the formats are in books, which is both print and electronic format. Videos are either in DVD or streaming. The streaming videos can be lots of different types of content. They can have broadcast news programs, they can be documentaries, they can be interviews, performances, films. There's lots of different types of information we can gather from our streaming videos nowadays. Articles are also from many different types of sources. One is newspapers. Newspapers provide current and timely information on a topic. What is happening right now? These articles are mostly written by journalists. Magazine articles might provide more details on your topic and are mostly written by a staff writer or professional in the field. Journal articles are usually authored by professors affiliated with a university and are well researched. Some articles even go through that peer review process, providing scholarly information. Here is a screenshot from the search results in the library catalog. When I'm helping a student or conducting my own research, I look at several different pieces of information within the catalog to help me evaluate which results meet my research needs. We just talked about different types of formats. So how do you find that information in your catalog record? Here, this resource shows that it's a book. The second resource shows that it is an article. And the last resource in our example is a video. Why is it important to pay attention to the resource type? One, it actually will, depending on the format of the resource, will depend on how you access that resource. Also, if you need a peer-reviewed scholarly source, then the video probably would not fit your research criteria. If you need more of a generalized book on your topic that fits your research needs, then it's important to pay attention to the format. Also, that format will help you determine how to write your citation. I also look at the publication title and publication date. Making sure you understand your research needs will help you determine if a certain publication title, such as this journal, is within a publication date range that is important to your evaluation criteria. Your assignment should explain what type of resource is needed. Some professors will require scholarly resources, which can be both in books or journal articles. Books that are considered scholarly in nature are usually published by a university process. For articles, a journal description should provide information on their peer-reviewed status. Understanding how to evaluate your search results will help you choose the best, most relevant resource for your research needs. When you determine which resource in your search results you want to review further, open up the full catalog record of that resource. Catalog record will provide you with more details about that resource before you even really go into and read the article or the book. What are we looking for here that helps you evaluate whether or not this resource is appropriate for your research needs? One is the field that is called creator, or as we also know, it is called author. You will also see the title of your resource, publication information. The publication information will provide the date of publication as well as the publisher. Another area to look into is the description. The description will provide a synopsis or a summary of that resource and the content that it covers. And sometimes if it's a book, the table of contents might be listed as well. One other area to look at is called the subject categories. Information in the library, whether in print or online, is organized based on the subject content. So part of the evaluation is looking in that subject area, and the subject area can fall within philosophy and religion, all the way down to literature and health sciences and everything in between. Let's focus on two of these details. We're going to focus on the creator or author, and we're also going to focus on the publication. So I will explain how to find information about the author, as well as why is it important to pay attention to the author, and also how to find out information about publication and why it's important to pay attention to that information. Once you have accessed your resource, whether it's a printed book or an article found through a library database, look for more information about the author. For a book's author, look in the table of contents for the About the Author section. Here is a screenshot of an ebook table of contents, and down here at the bottom, you see About the Author. Typically, the About the Author section will be at the end of a book, or it could also be at the book cover, the back of the book, or it could be within the front cover of the book jacket. The About the Author section describes the author's credentials, background, and expertise on the subject being written about. This is important because it validates the information they are writing about. For articles, look for the About the Author page or author affiliations. Author affiliations can be universities, nonprofit organizations, or even sometimes government agencies. Depending on the source will depend on where you find this information. Journal articles most of the time are written by experts in a field. This particular author is associated with a city attorney's office, is also a frequent columnist for a publication, as well as being an adjunct law professor. Authors writing in newspaper or magazine publications are a little bit more difficult in determining their professional criteria and background. That doesn't mean you cannot use their writings as sources. A library search result detail record or the resource itself has a feature that allows you to view other resources a particular author has written. This shows the breadth of knowledge for an author, as well as what type of publications have published their work. This is one way to check their credibility and authoritativeness. This example screenshot shows the author and publication. If the author's name is highlighted or shown in a different color text, that designates a live link. Choose the author's name, and other published articles this author has written in will show in the results. However, if you are having a difficult time evaluating the author, this might be a time to review the publication their article is found, and that can help you evaluate the author's authenticity or credentials. The reputation of the publication would be indicative of the author's potential authoritativeness on a given topic. Not every publication should be treated as an authority or relevant source for your research needs. If you are unfamiliar with the publication name, most library systems will provide publication information. Publication in this example is the ABA Journal. To see a description of the journal, when applicable, choose the publication title and a journal description page opens. The journal description will tell you the publisher name, such for this example is the American Bar Association, and the subject categories this journal covers. The ABA Journal covers subjects of law. Based on this criteria, if your research needs ask for a resource from a legal standpoint, this would be a great resource. Also in the publication description, scholarly and peer-reviewed information should also be noted. To summarize, there are many ways you can evaluate your resources for academic purposes. The main criteria that we reviewed in this video is for reviewing the author information and reviewing publication information, which includes both the publication name and the publication date. These are not the only criteria, but this will help you get started in learning how to review and evaluate the sources you need to find for your research needs. There are several methods to use when evaluating resources. For more information on evaluating resources, please see the Library Research Guide at this URL.